Just to show you that there is at least one other sane Albertan in the entire province left. Pastor Artur Pawlowski, okay? Obviously a Polish dude, okay? He was ranting and raving at least the way that the Daily Mail and most mainstream outlets are putting it, at the police officers, the RCMP officers who came in to just check and make sure that nobody's getting a little too close to one another on a Good Friday service, rather. Now, he basically told them to all go fuck off, calling them Nazi psychopaths. Get the Gestapo out of here. The dude was going off. He has a history of doing such, but you love to see it. It's wonderful that people in Alberta are finally starting to rise up, starting to see this shit for exactly what it is. It is control. It is enforced compliance, and they don't want you to know the truth, man. No. So, controversial Canadian church leader, he's a pastor for fuck's sakes. Let's stop getting so wordy, adults. I shared a video of himself berating police officers attempting to enforce my COVID constrictions during an Easter service. This wasn't last year. This was this year. Artur Pawlowski shouted, "Nazis are not welcome here. God damn it, enforce your property rights. Good man, Artur." And referred to officers as Gestapo during a confrontation on Saturday. Yeah, making sure that everybody is perfectly situated in their pews, making sure that nobody would shake hands or do anything that would not be endorsed by the Church of Science. Because there is only one true God. And in Canada, it's Theresa Tam, and in the United States, it's Anthony Fauci. You gotta remember that, of course. In the footage filmed by the pastor, several officers stand on the stairwell into the building while he orders them to get out of his property immediately. I see nothing wrong with this whatsoever. It's his private property. All of those people could have been his friends. Hell, maybe they all live there. Who knows? Who cares? Not your problem. Pawlowski, the pastor of the Calgary Street Church, was leading a Passover service at the building known as the Fortress Cave of Adullam when officers and city officials arrived. Yeah, there was like a half dozen officers. I don't know why they needed so many to check to make sure that people are adhering to the lockdown procedures, because we're only in stage 2, guys. You can't be opened all the way yet. Why? Oh, the numbers don't bear it out. Oh, actually they do. How do you know the numbers? They're on AHS, and you guys aren't listening to your own fucking restrictions. We've been through this a lot, but this is a good story, trust me. Yeah, that's just a small snapshot of all of the police officers that were there. There was also another lady who was here, blonde hair, so there was at least 6 in the stairwell. Yeah, as you can see right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exactly. Oh, and Ezra Levant. He is, I don't know if he's the founder, but he is the operator of Rebel Media. I've referenced them, used them as sources a couple of times over. He is the only conservative media source so far in this country, but they're a little bit sensationalist and a little bit hyperbolic at times, but they do a good job. They do a good job. This is how you handle police who enter a church without a warrant. They're lucky they only got the tongue lashing. Yeah. Section 167 or 76 of the Criminal Code makes it a crime to disturb a church service. Those Calgary police thugs were breaking the law, and they knew it. Yeah, of course, he's just being a little bit of a firebrand, but, you know, telling them to fuck off's alright. The officers eventually exit the building with the pastor following behind. "Nazis are not welcome here," he shouts at the officers, "and don't come out. And don't come back without a warrant." He was probably pretty heated, so his words were a little mixed up. Pawlowski then turns the camera on himself after a lengthy rant, labeling officers as sick psychopaths and accusing them of coming to intimidate Christians during the holiest festival. I don't know how you could perceive it as anything otherwise. The pastor, who often engages in open-air preaching, so being outside is not fine. Weird. Somehow supposed to be a big get. Try harder next time, Daily Mail. And is known for his staunch opposition to homosexuality, abortion, and Sharia. Well, he's not fucking Islamic, so of course he's against Sharia law. And so would you if you're a fucking sound mind and body. Shared the video on Twitter, writing, "Police came to disrupt church gathering. Gestapo came out to intimidate the church parishioners during the Passover celebration. Unbelievable. Hashtag sad." In a press release, the Calgary Police Service said officers had been dispatched to ensure COVID-19 regulations were being followed. I wonder what kind of a fucking nosy Nelly decided to call the cops on them. Concern was that the people in attendance were not adhering to the government's... We're not staying under our boot, which are in place to ensure everyone's safety. Just like how we covered the Great Life Church, the one that's just outside of Edmonton. No cases, no outbreaks have been linked to that church. I would imagine we'd find something just as compelling or just as compatible from the street church as well. No tickets were issued at the time, but the police said it was possible that they might be in the future. Oh, fuck off. Good luck trying to fucking collect money from this dude. He's just gonna go ahead and rant and rave and probably end up tossing your ticket into the fucking holy water, you goofs. This will be up to our partner agencies to determine subsequent enforcement activity in response to the situation, so we don't want to get yelled at by this scary Polish man again. And Alberta Health Services, spokesperson told CTV News, propaganda at its finest. The representatives attended the service to observe whether the organization was following the province's whatever stupid retarded guidelines. Our inspector was not granted access inside. Good, it's a private institution. If you aren't going to be coming in to worship, get the fuck out. So was unable to confirm if chief medical health officers of health orders were being followed, said Marnie Kuhlman. Interesting story about her, and I'll give you a little bit of an insight. Senior communication advisor with AHS in an email to CTV News. She used to be either a senior correspondent or an anchor for the Edmonton branch of CTV News. So this is how entrenched government and CTV, CBC, global news are with the government, that you can leapfrog from a spot of being an anchor or at least a fill-in anchor and then get a high-ranking position in the government. Little corrupt tidbit for you. Our inspectors have an important job to do, and we ask the business owners and organization treat them with respect. We'd like for you to do the same. How about that? We stand by all of our public health inspectors. I don't. Who are doing an incredible job in these trying and challenging circumstances. Fuck off and don't come back. CTV News reported that officials of the City of Calgary Bylaw Services were also in attendance alongside city police, and they were summarily kicked out as well, and you love to see it. However, the controversial pastor was praised by some on social media who see pandemic restrictions as infringing on the right to religious worship. Oh, I'd go a step further. I think that they're totally and utterly unwarranted. We've looked at the numbers before, and I'm sure at some time very shortly into the near future we'll be doing that again because nobody else is. Most people in the province are just cowering, not doing anything. But at least there is this pastor out there. At least there is the one in Edmonton, and I'm not a religious guy, okay? I don't like going to church. Tried it a couple of times. It's not for me. But I do like and appreciate the Judeo-Christian value system that is at the bedrock, or at least it used to be, of our society. And I will not compromise that. I think that they are wonderful values and wonderful traditions that need to be preserved. And the fact that the militants in the Calgary Bylaw Services and the RCMP are trying to break up a well-meaning congregation, and as Ezra Levant points out, breaking the law in doing so, I don't think that the pastor's rhetoric was strong enough. And with that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.